Thank you very much, Angela. Let me say, please sit down. Please. Buonasera. All right. All right. That's for my Maserati, right? It's gonna come in. Angela, we really miss you here. You've been such a force, and I enjoy working here. We will get that piazza done. I assure you. That's a wonderful addition, not just to North Beach, be another attraction for visitors around the world. It's part of our international community, and so I honor that when making sure it gets done. So thank you. And thank you for working with me on ending homelessness as well. Even thank you as being your continued civil rights attorney, because you are still representing people that are in need, so I appreciate that. And I know Angela just represents, yet again, the kind of contributions the Italian community has made to our great city and continues to make. And I'm here tonight not only to wish you a great year of Italian culture, but to kickstart it. It was really just a few months ago that the ambassador of Italy came through San Francisco and talked about this wonderful thing that they were going to do to celebrate not only the year of Italian culture in Italy, but to transport that all through the great country of our United States. And so I know that they're going to start those kinds of events happening in Washington, D.C. with their celebrations. But I said, let us, San Francisco, the sister city of Assisi, celebrate the Mayor Alioto and all the wonderful history that we have here and allow us to do a preliminary launch. And so that's what we're attempting to do here tonight. And again, to celebrate with all of you this launch of the Year of Italian Culture. It's very meaningful for us to do that here. We have a lot to celebrate. And let me just say that, painters, sculptors, poets, musicians, designers, mathematicians, great architects of the Italian country have come here to San Francisco. We've experienced so much of the Italian talent here in San Francisco. That's why we wanted to be celebrating here. And I'm so glad to be joined not only by Senator Leno and Assemblyman Amiano, but also by Board President David Chu and by Supervisor Scott Wiener also for being here as well. They all want to get in on this great celebration because it's wonderful to our city. I've often said that our city and our strength of our city is our international status. And we do that with all the sister cities. We do that with all the flag raisings that we have. But this is kind of new. This is what I've said to our Consul General. It's special because it's kind of bringing forth the things that we've done and things that we enjoy doing and placing it into a recognized celebration. It goes for a long time. And so I'm proud to launch this here in San Francisco. And if I may, to not only let you know that it's a great honor to have the Italian Year of Culture here in the United States. It's a great honor for it to be proclaimed Italian Culture Day here in San Francisco. If I may present this to Consul General Bertucci.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Such a great honor.
Thank you. And one more word of Italian that I could do is grazie, because I do have a Maserati waiting for me, don't I? Is it? I won't ruin your language, okay? But we're proud here to be hosting this, and we're going to be, of course, doing more in celebration, and then I'll get to have a chance to visit Washington, D.C. on the experience that they have as well. So thank you very much, everybody. Grazie. Buonasera.
You cannot try.
No, no, no. I will be drinking. What? You know, we cannot fail recommendations.
I'm hot. It's a real pleasure to be with everyone tonight. Mr. Mayor, Council General, of course, President of our Board of Supervisors, David Chu, and my colleague from Sacramento, Tom Amiano, Supervisor Wiener, and all of our distinguished guests, not the least of which, of course, is our one and only heart and soul of San Francisco, Angela Aliotto. So, to kick off the Year of Italian Culture, and Mr. Mayor, you made mention of all the different varieties, but we shouldn't leave out the sciences as well. And so a lot to celebrate. When I first was introduced to our relatively new Council General by our friend Angela Caranta, afterwards Angela tells me that the Council General said, he's one of us. And Angela said, I'm not quite so sure, Council General, but I shared with Angelo that when I first took my seat on the County Board of Supervisors in 1998, I got a call from Jay Leno. True story, true story. He called to congratulate me on my new public office, that he said he was proud to know that other Lenos were faring well, and he was curious to know if we had any family in common. He laughed when I suggested that I was from the Russian Jewish side of his Italian family. So I just left it at that. But this is particularly appropriate that we do this here in San Francisco, because San Francisco is an Italian city, always has been, always will be. And so to get things moving, Council General, I also see that you have put in some years of service in Tel Aviv. So familiar with Israeli politics, I think you are suited to attempt to put your toe in the water of San Francisco politics. I have brought a little proclamation from the California State Senate, and I'll know that Assemblyman Amiano will be saying some words as well, but on behalf of the entire legislature of the state of California, we want to congratulate you and all of our Italian-American community as we kick off the year of Italian culture in the United States, and that we look forward to joining hands with you to making it as very successful as possible. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
It's a great pleasure.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
All right. And please, consider me one of us.
Thank you very much, and Buon Natale. I asked Senator Leno, how do you think they say Happy Hanukkah in Italian? He said Mazel Tov. So there is the blending of the two cultures. I'm very honored to be here. I'm so proud to be an Italian American. It's always been an extremely important part of my identity. Io non parlo bene italiano, ma I believe I have the soul in the heart, and I think that's what my says. So there you are. And I remember my grandfather saying when he came over on the boat that he was told the streets of America were paved with gold, and he found out not only were there no streets, but he had to do the paving. So, and I think that the strongest part of our culture is La Familia. We may have our dysfunctions, but our families never desert us, and we share that with many other cultures. So I think that's the bridge. And my family, didn't know much in regard to the LGBT issues. So when I came out of the closet, I kind of worried that maybe they would be so upset I would lose them. Wouldn't happen. In fact, my mother once had a sign that said, "I love my gay son who never calls." So that is acceptance. And I want to welcome the Consul General, Mauro, and his partner. And actually, we share a vice, and it's called Napoli. So I think I can say this right. Vedo Napoli e poi mori. See Napoli and die. So we don't want you to do that, though, but we're hoping to work out some programs with Napoli to share our fabulous culture. So again, grazie. Thank you.
Salve a tutti. Buonasera. I am honored. I'm David Chu, President of the Board of Supervisors. I fall in a long line of succession of Italian presidents of the Board of Supervisors. I'm honored to be here representing our board and my colleague, Scott Wiener. And I'm also incredibly honored to represent the oldest Italian neighborhood here in the West Coast. And I know you've heard from Leno and Amiano. I just want you to know that my Italian friends like to introduce me as David Chuio. All right? 20 years ago, like I think every elected here who did not grow up here in San Francisco, I know Tom is from New Jersey and Mark is from New York and our mayor hails from Seattle. I came here 20 years ago from the East Coast, in part because I was fascinated by Chinatown. But as we all know, Chinatown is right next to this old Italian neighborhood of North Beach, as is the case in the great cities of our country like Boston and New York City, etc. And when I walked around that neighborhood, that was really the neighborhood that drew me to this great city, whether it be being reminded of great baseball players at Joe DiMaggio Playground, whether it be the fishermen along our waterfront, or whether it be the piazza that I look forward to working with Angela to lobby our mayor to help adequately fund. There are so many special corners of our city that come from the amazing community that is represented here tonight. And I also am happy to come and raise a glass to all of you and look forward to celebrating the heritage of the amazing Italian San Francisco community for many, many years to come. Grazie.
Good evening. My name is Verna Petty. Oh, dear God. And I'm coming from Congresswoman Pelosi's office. She couldn't be here this evening. She's in Washington, D.C., celebrating the 2013 Year of Italian Culture with your foreign minister. So she asked me to come and share this greeting with you instead. Dear friends, greetings as you gather in San Francisco to celebrate the Year of Italian Culture in the United States. Thank you for this opportunity to join so many friends, distinguished guests, dignitaries, and fellow Italian Americans to bring the greetings of my colleagues in the U.S. House of Representatives. This celebration is more than a celebration of centuries of achievement in art and music, fashion and design, literature and architecture. It is a reaffirmation of the deep, enduring bonds of friendship between the United States and Italy. It is a tribute to our long history as partners and allies and a marker of our shared values and heritage. Our ties are embedded in the very roots of the American story. America is a land discovered by an Italian, named for an Italian, and built by millions of Italian Americans. Our nation is strengthened by our Italian-American community, representing literally millions of bridges between our two countries. Through research, discovery, and innovation, Italy will remain a bastion of creative energy and extraordinary beauty. May the friendship between the United States and Italy, rooted in our common history, sustained by our common values, encouraged by our common faith in the future, continue to grow and flourish. With warmest regards, Nancy Pelosi. Thank you very much.
So, Mayor Lee, Senator Leno, State Assemblyman Amiano, President of the Board of Supervisors Chu, Mrs. Patty, leaders of the Italian American Association's Bay Area, and ladies and gentlemen, it's a real honor for me to celebrate with you today the start of the Year of Italian Culture in the United States. Nancy Pelosi was with our foreign minister in Washington, D.C., but San Francisco is the first major city after Washington, D.C., that follows suit, that follows Washington, D.C. So again, a little bit like the Giants, we want to be number one. Today is December the 12th, 2012. So it's 12, 12, 12. Kind of scary. I would like to quote REM, it's the end of the world as we know it, but we are just fine. We're just fine because we are beginning a really 12 months that will be exciting and fun for all of us. As you all have mentioned, Italians have made lasting contributions in building this city and in making it what it is, a city which is international, which is innovative, which is open. And it's difficult to name names, but let me mention Angelo Rossi, Joseph Alioto, George Moscone, that they resonate in the City Hall and also in the hearts and minds of San Franciscans. Let me mention A.P. Giannini, who founded an important bank and was also basically the inventor of what we now call the microcredit. And I was told basically that he helped the city recover from the big earthquake of 1906. Gaetano Merola, who was the founder of established the opera in San Francisco. But, by the way, there's an Italian now directing the opera, which is Nicola Luisotti. And Lawrence Ferlinghetti is 93, but he's a good friend of the Italian consulate, the Italian community. He's the forefather of the Beat generations and also, you know, the guy who started the cultural revolution of the 60s and the 70s. So in many ways, I think that Italians have made important lasting contribution in this city and in the Silicon Valley. Federico Faggin is a very important engineer who invented the first microprocessor, Intel 4004, to give you an example. So it's a tremendous foundation to celebrate the Year of Italian Culture 2013. Also, I was reminded by our pastors that San Francisco gets its name from an Italian man and a holy man that is noted for his kindness, his compassion, and his generosity. And I think these are traits that this formidable city has adopted and has made its own traits. So this is not to be underscored, not to be forgotten. What are we going to do in this coming year? Basically, we will have three guidelines. We want to show beauty and arts. And I guess beauty and harmony are something that everybody associates already with the idea of Italy. We want to bring a large Caravaggio painting to San Francisco. We want San Franciscans to enjoy great arts. Also, we would like to have the San Carlo Theater of Naples play together with the Opera of San Francisco, Requiem of Verdi, Giuseppe Verdi. It will be this year the 200th year of his birth, of Giuseppe Verdi's birth, and we want it to be a special moment with the Bay of San Francisco and the Bay of Naples, Mr. Mayor. Another guiding principle is the idea of sustainability and also of lifestyle. We are proud to say that in a way Italy has shaped global life with our consumer goods, our fashion, our food, our coffee culture, our sports car, also our industrial design. And so we will bring, for example, jewelry from the Bulgari Heritage Collection here to San Francisco. We will have Liz Taylor's jewels exhibited here in the city. We will have, of course, food, especially we like the slow food philosophy. We will highlight the achievements in our education system, especially, you know, connected to the experience of an extraordinary woman like Maria Montessori. The third guideline, the third principle is technology and innovation. When I say Italy, everybody will think of probably arts and music. They don't think of technology, yet we want to persuade you that there's lots of things to discover. I was working in the world of energy, for example, and there I think we have already taken enormous steps in the direction of a modern, sustainable, green economy, what we call now distributed generation. So people that produce and consume energy. This is happening at an incredible pace in our country, and I know that California likes this, and we want to connect with California. Some of these events will require the supports of the leaders that are here present, the leaders of the Italian American associations. I'm very proud to say that all the leaders of the Italian American associations are gathered here today. Mr. Mayor and Senator, Assemblyman, and President of the Board of Supervisors, they're here to celebrate with us. We have also Romana Bracco, who is the president of the Comites, the Committee of the Italians Abroad, is an elected body. We will need your support because it will not just be top-down, but also bottom-up. We're very open to your ideas, to your suggestions. We want it to be really a great celebration where people are in charge, are empowered, and they will somehow also run the show. That's our objective. By the way, we also have guests from outside California. We have here an honorary consul of Italy in Salt Lake City. I don't know where he is because I'm I can't see anything with the light. There he is. Thank you, Mike, for being with us. We will celebrate also in other cities. Definitely, I know that with your passion, your pride, and the support of the city and county of San Francisco, of the state of California, and hopefully also of the House of Representatives, we'll be able to create new opportunities to be together, and above all, to have fun in celebrating the greatness of Italian culture in the United States. Thank you very much, and enjoy with us. Grazie. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Great pleasure. Angela Liotto is rightly asking me to mention that we're going to gather at 6:30 p.m. at the Italian Cultural Institute in Montgomery Street, 814 Montgomery Street. We will have jazz, opera, good slow food, and there will be an opportunity for all of us to mingle and have a good time. I wonder if there's someone in the press that is following us, if they want to ask questions. Please.
Nicholas Martinelli from Winslow Americano. Consuela, you mentioned sustainability. Would you define Italy as a green country? And what do Italy's green efforts mean for San Francisco?
Yes, definitely. I see that. I'm very happy while being in San Francisco to see that there's such an amazing attention to the environment. People are very environment conscious, and I see community aggregations also to have renewable energies. This makes me very happy because in Italy we have been following this path for a very long time. And for example, in the first 6 months of this year, we installed an amount of solar photovoltaic panels all over Italy, which is larger than the whole of the United States put together. It tells you really what the extent of the revolution happening. I'm sure that Italian companies will be happy to come over here and work with the local institutions that already started to generate projects that will somehow go in that direction. But also, we will want to have parties and communication activities to show the people in the street that it is important to have sustainable behaviors and not to leave a carbon footprint behind us. Yes, please.
So we know Italy as an art and others with problem. So what are you going to showcase in 2013 to challenge this this assumption?
Yeah, if I understand correctly, because I'm kind of deaf probably, you said about the innovation if we... The high tech. Well, we're going to have in the Museum of Computer Science in Mountain View an exhibition showcasing what Italians have done to create Silicon Valley. I mentioned Federico Faggin. There are many other examples. And along with that, we'll have a big conference with Italian innovators, along with Silicon Valley venture capitalists, and along with large high-tech companies of Silicon Valley, come together and focus on specific projects on how to work together for technological innovation. It will be focused on Silicon Valley, but also the Cultural Institute in San Francisco. We have surprises for you that we are preparing. Is there any other question?
Yeah, I would like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Mr. Consul. You know that when people talk about Europe, Italy, currently they talk very much about the problem of the public debt in Italy. I would like for you to address it for a minute, bringing to people the knowledge of what is really the Italian debt situation.
I try not to be technical, but I hope I will be persuasive. Just telling you that the debt crisis is basically a crisis connected to the governance of the euro system that has hit some countries for some reasons. Somehow we were hit because of the sins of our past. We've had a relatively sizable but kind of stable debt for a very long time. But the point is, it's very manageable. We are reducing it pretty fast, very fast indeed. And also, to reassure the investors, if you put together the net household wealth of Italians as compared to the debt of the government and of the companies, the ratio is 3 to 1. So basically, it's a matter of redistribution somehow. Italians, thanks to God, are wealthy people. And the matter is how we can put things in order in our household. But definitely, Italy is a major, stable, modern, solid economy. And and already there are signs of strong improvement, once this crisis is over, we will definitely flex the muscles. Please.
Judy Laws, Calaveras Enterprise, Sonora Union Democrat. Among the aspects of Italian culture, you mentioned design. Are you planning to showcase any important architects and designers in this year of Italian culture?
Definitely. I mean, in San Francisco, there's a wonderful San Francisco Design Week. So we will have an Italian Design Week too. We are planning on an exhibition at the Italian Cultural Institute with major brands of interior design. There's also a very nice thing that we're working on. Renzo Piano, famous Italian architect, has designed the California Academy of Sciences, the wonderful building in Golden Gate Park. He has also designed a similar museum in Italy, in the city of Trento, which happens to be my city. And the museum is almost finished there. And our ambition is to have Renzo Piano come over and celebrate at the Academy, and also talk to young architects about the most sustainable ways to build in this century. Other questions? If there's no other question, I thank you so much. Thanks our distinguished guests for being here with us, and I hope to have a good time with you guys at the Italian Cultural Institute in some minutes. Grazie a tutti.